This is the scary mad scientist look. Look at how fine and curly my hair is. I wasn't scratching my scalp because it was dirty or anything. I mean, oily or anything. I was trying to get the seeds out. Seeds! I got seeds in my hair. I went up on my trailer the other day to film the moon. And there's this big gigantic weed that turned into a tree and has all these little yellow flowers, like a trumpet, by the way. And it has these brown seeds, and all the seed things fell in my hair. So I just been kind of like shaking it to get the seeds out, right? And look at this crazy Marge Simpson blue hair, man. It's gigantic. Sexy, isn't it? Just kidding. And yes, I have been wearing this t-shirt. This is a soft t-shirt. I don't know what kind of material it is, but it's soft. You know when you're not feeling that great? Because you got a flu or something? Like I have had. Um, you don't want to wear anything that's too binding, you know? You want it to be, what's the word? As comfortable as possible. So I've been keeping this on for a few days. I think I might be getting ripe. I don't think so. I haven't been doing anything. But, I think it's time. Anyways, everything is just going to pot here. Like even this thing is broken. I can see. I don't know what happened to those things. I don't know. Sometimes you don't care. Sometimes, you just don't care. But anyways, what I'm trying to do. Okay. I just found this new lady on TikTok. Oh yeah. Amila. I don't know her name. Amila Vilches. She's talking about land patents. So I was watching that about land patents, and I'm remembering, I bought a timeshare when I was married with my husband. It was funny because I wanted to go on vacation. I said, hey, look at this. Let's go on this timeshare. We won't buy it. We're just going to go on the vacation. Do not buy it. But of course, the sales guy was very dad-like, and he says, look at all the pictures of the places that I got to take my kids, blah blah blah. Look at all these great pictures in our thing. And of course my husband, he's like, I want to be able to do that. And I go, yeah, I know, but don't buy this timeshare. But he says, let's buy it. So we were able to get it for like, I think 12,000 back then, and it came with a deed in Tahoe, Lake Tahoe, on the California side. So eventually I was like, dude, 12% interest, no way, no. So when I bought our first house, I said, let's just put it in there, get a second, because it was like really low interest rate, and we'll just pay that off. So it was paid off. Anyways, I did get divorced. He didn't want the timeshare, and I was like, well, I'm enjoying it. So I go all the time. I'm traveling all the time, and I love it. But check this out. It's weird, man. They send you taxes that you have to pay every year, which is only like 50 bucks a year. It's nothing because you're just doing an interest. Timeshares reminds me a little bit of like airtime on a radio show. But when you have a deed to property, I don't think it's the land. I think it's the building. So there's an interest in the property. So the property taxes are attached to the building and not the land. And I don't know, there's something about this, what do they call that thing? I don't even know what it's called. Where there's like, access to the water and the electricity, whatever that thing is on the outside. They have it on the deed on there. It says about the border or whatever that is, Anyways, so I was listening to this one guy, Eric, a long time ago. Oh, maybe last year. He was saying, what about if you have a deed can you get a land patent? If you get a land patent, can you go all the way back till the treaty that has like Guadalupe Hidalgo on there? I'm like, well, that sounds good. But when I looked at the deed, of course, it's the all capitalized name, and now they've made it the legal entity, which that's not even on that, you know, husband and wife, blah, 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 all caps name. Who owns that? Apparently, I've been volunteering to pay it, thinking it was me, and it's not me. It's not my husband. It's not us. It's doing business as name. And apparently they got us in commerce by that legal entity name, right? So they have us in ad valorem tax, meaning they have us in the timeshare business. That's why we're paying taxes. And then when, there's an HOA there, so you got to pay the maintenance fees, of course, to keep the place up every year. That's got nothing to do with the deed or the loan, or that's paid for already. But every year, $1,000 for you have to be in the club to get the points to go other places, which is fine. But then there's the maintenance fees, which is like over $600, $700. So in order to use what you own, you have to pay the taxes to the county, and you have to pay the maintenance fees, and then you have to pay the exchange rate for the club if you want to go other places, which I do, and I like that. There's this other thing that's very interesting. When you go and make a reservation to your timeshare, they say, hey, we're going to give you an owner update. You're an owner, right? You want an owner update? We want to let you know that Hilton just took over and blah, blah, blah. So you go, and they go, we're going to give you $150 for going for 90 minutes. So what they're doing is they're paying you for your time, which is legal. They're doing it as the all caps name, though, because I'm telling you, you have to show your driver's license. They want to see that you're already in the system as a legal entity. They want you, the natural person, to be showing a driver's license with the all caps name that matches on their roster, the all caps name. Isn't that interesting? And I have a feeling that they pull the money from the driver's license, which is attached to the social security number, which is basically what I think is they just go to the Federal Reserve window. Either that or they do a 1099A or, I don't know, 1099 OID with taxes. I don't know exactly how they do it, but they get paid from our thing, okay? I think they made me a shadow employee of the timeshare. And when I go and they give me the money because I spent the 90 minutes or 60, or if I start talking about the earth is flat, they get me out of there like in 3 minutes. Kind of fun. But they pay me. So I enjoy that. I enjoy traveling. I enjoy staying there. I enjoy getting to tell them about the earth is flat and the different things, because it is. It's not a spinning globe. But it's funny because they do give me money, and it seems to pay for the maintenance fees at the end of the year. Because they pay me for my time and I go often. So what I am wanting to do right now is I'm wanting to go on the county website and talk to the DA, the district attorney, because I don't really think I want to put all my stuff out there. I have my deed, I got the numbers, and I wanted to go on their website for the county. And I wanted to talk to the district attorney of that county and ask him the different questions, because I got sparked in my mind when I watched Amila, because, she's talking about land patents and stuff like that. Now, there's some language in that deed It's kind of scary because it says for perpetuity. That means forever. My children and grandchildren will have to pay those maintenance fees according to this deed. That's the scary thing. So that's what I want to address. Now, by me addressing this issue of fraud, because that's exactly what it is, a couple things could happen here. Most likely I'm going to be getting all my money back that ever paid. I am going to be doing a rescinding of the contract because I never even signed on that deed. It's a unilateral contract. It's not a bilateral contract. And I never even accepted the deed formally or had a notary and sent it in to say acceptance of the deed to have it as my land or whatever you call it, whatever. So it's kind of involved, a little bit sticky, but I'm telling you that there's a lot of people older than I am even, and I am a half a century old, a little bit over a half a century old, so I'm getting up there. But I will say, and I think I'm getting a few little gray hairs here, I see. I feel really bad for those other people that are really old. They keep going into their meetings and then they keep asking for $100,000. They're in payments of like, I don't know. I think their monthly payments are like $1,000. It's crazy. These poor old people, they're stuck in contracts. It's really bad. And I've been trying to talk with this one lady that's an advocate for the timeshare people. And I'm thinking, you know what? They sent me the little statement with the voucher on the bottom. And I just got the property tax thing too. So let me look. Let me just look at that. It's the all caps name here, folks. Just saying. It's the all caps name. And there's a stub down here. There's two stubs, as a matter of fact. I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that these are checks, you know, that we've been volunteering to be the legal entity to pay them. But I have a feeling that I'm the agent, the registered agent, and I'm just supposed to send these back with the stamp on it on the top right with the US codes. I don't know, I think I'm wanting to do that, to just have this property tax part paid off by doing that. That keeps me in honor, right? Because I have always paid every year. And like I said, it's only like $50 a year, no biggie. But there's a violation of my privacy that has happened, and fraud. And you know, when we catch a thief, it says in the Bible we're supposed to be demanding 7 times back what they've stolen from us. So I have a claim. Yep, I do. Yep, I have a claim. And I'm thinking I'm going to go on the DA website. And, you know, I formulated my notes. They're nice and messy. But what I wanted to say was the deed. The deed that I have right here is not a bilateral contract. Even though it tells me the grantor to the grantee, my signature isn't on it. It's their signature. That's it. So it's not two bilateral contract. It's actually a unilateral contract, number one. Just saying. The signature, one from me, and this deed only has one signature from the grantor. Yeah, that's. Then there's the all caps name of the legal entity that we thought was us, that we had been paying. It's a legal entity. I'm going to point it out to you that I do not own. So who is the owner of that entity? I'm going to put these questions. This is kind of like a DSAR, you know, a data subject access request. And at the same time, it's a complaint. Not only is it a complaint, it's going to be a claim. So I also put on here that I have not accepted the deed. After all these years, and neither had I signed it. the deed, nor have I been asked to be the agent of assignment, nor accepted the agency of the all caps name along with my spouse. So who really owns the timeshare deed that I have in my possession? I just wanted to ask. Based on this fraud of the name Novation, to all caps, it being a legal entity, and I was tricked into believing that it was me and my spouse, but we did not know that it was fraud. I mean, come on. All crimes are commercial, right? Everything is fraud. It's terrible. So the other thing I was going to say is I'm revoking and rescinding my contract based on I never received any notices of fair debt, of rescinding notices being conspicuous and clear. I mean, they probably showed me a little paragraph that said, oh, fair debt, blah, blah, blah. This is how much interest you're going to be paying, blah, blah, blah. They probably showed me that. But they didn't show me anything. I didn't have those two notices that said something about rescinding, that you have the right to rescind, right? And it wasn't conspicuous and clear. I mean, we got the bag put over our head, boom, 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 pay this money, and then you can go on vacation next year. Anyways, my claim is that I want all my monies back from the down payment from the first corporation, which they're no longer. I'm just saying. So I don't know where they're going to find this. I mean, there could be like a multiplicity of suits here, so it might be in their best interest to give me equity from my own stuff. You know, I'm just saying, just give me some money back. Anyways, as the first company, they were the ones that used our credit, and they probably did a 1099-A and an OID. So the titles I can put on there is Title 15, 1666, 1692, pretty much all the ones that you put on the remittance coupon, and Title 18A, that shows that the United States is the one that's supposed to be paying for all the debts, right? So all monies, oh, this is another thing I'm asking. All the monies I paid from taxes to your county over there, and all payments of the timeshare, plus damages of $250,000, which, by the way, I think I'll be sending in a fee schedule for the breach of contract and the pain of suffering, of abuse, having to attend the timeshare presentations because they make you stay there sometimes for 90 minutes. Being told by the agents of representation, those people of the timeshare, that what, I was a bad person because I revoked some of their contracts that they sold me that were like scams. They're like, hey, if you get into this right here, you'll be in it for lifetime. Oh yeah, lifetime of bondage? That's what I want. No, I'm gonna revoke that. But anyways, I found out if you rescind or revoke stuff, you still get those things. And guess what? I have a feeling I abandoned all those extra things that I bought, and they belong to me. And I've been getting some phone calls that they say, hey, you're not using all your extra stuff. And I'm like, what extra stuff are you talking about? And then they want to, oh, well, if you want us to save this for you, give us $300 now. And I'm like, no, I'll find out what it is. Anyways, I'm requesting an audit of my timeshare account, and also gosh, my writing is sloppy when I write fast. Noting the binding language, of the deed for perpetuity to my successors. So the deed needs to be changed. Yes, it does. Because number one, I'm divorced. He's no longer here. And number two, the legal entity is on it. Who's that? Who's that? Then there's that binding language about perpetuity, for my successors. And then it says is categorized as a situs rather than a private property. you know, that ad valorem tax. Ad valorem. Meaning I'm in business. That's why they're giving me the property tax, because of the legal entity. Yeah. So I have been being charged for services as if I live there. Oh, that's another thing. This is the what do they call that thing when they add extra fees? I can't remember what they call that. What is that? Assessments? Yeah, assessments. So like they're trying to like add to my thing saying, oh yeah, the hospital and the colleges and the high schools and the libraries. I'm like, I don't live there. It's my timeshare. Excuse me. So 5, if I were to have a deed of a property, I would want it to be private property and a land patent and have it tied to a treaty as my claim. So I'm just saying, what up? Anyways, I am gonna do this. I'm wondering if I should go ahead and send. Maybe I won't even send this yet because that letter, that complaint thing, we'll see. What up? It could probably go to arbitration, or I don't know, probably ignore me like they've been, because that's exactly what they've been doing. I've already brought this up a few times and they just ignore me. That's what they do. And then they wait for me to forget. And then I forget. They get busy with other things or whatever. I think it's time I take a shower and, you know, change my clothes. And still continue to rest. Today's Tuesday. Yay. That's another day off for me, so this is good. Anyways, I've been having fun learning TikTok. I love it. It's great. Follow that girl. What's her name? Amela? Amela? Let me see. A. Mila Vilches. Wow. I like her. Add her to Tamara T. Bush and Brother Isaiah. We all have to collaborate, brethren. Come on. Let's collaborate, brethren. Shall we? Get our stuff. Get our stuff back. Everything that belongs to us. We want it back. Along with the damages and 7 times back what you stole from us. Yep.